Thank you for inviting me and welcome all viewers. And first of all, let me introduce I was a promoter of CNI Research Limited. Now, CNI Research Limited has moved into some other businesses. Therefore, the research activity has been moved into a new company, CNI Info Exchange Private Limited. So, therefore, I am addressing this first lecture from the platform of CNI Info Exchange Limited. Now, the first question I think you have asked me is about general market outlook.
Yeah, what is the overall forecast for Indian stock market in 2025?
And in 2025, market should test 28,000 plus. Currently, we are at 23,000.
Okay.
That there are various reasons, even though the current sentiments are extremely bearish. I will explain during the course of interview why that we will be heading to 28,000. But my personal view is I am extremely bullish, and current scenario is an excellent opportunity for value buying. We should consider that we are in March 2020. Those who missed March 2020 and regretted after 4 years that they missed the big rally and they could not create portfolio, God gifted, this is another opportunity for them. You can start building your portfolio. Don't look at the daily markets. Don't look at the index movement. Don't look at what FII are doing. Look at the valuations, which are very cheap, and you should go ahead with your buying whatever. Nobody can time the market. You decide your stocks, buy it, and hold it for 6 8 months. You will be richly rewarded. A 50% return in 6 months is not ruled out. This is my general opinion.
What is the trigger?
Now, the triggers. First trigger is that, uh, see, let us stop before even knowing the trigger, where from the market has went into correction, that need to be seen. Unless you do understand that, it will be
Background.
very difficult to understand the positive outlook and the triggers.
Please
Now,
explain.
what has happened in the month of August 2024, there were territorial rains, heavy rains. As a result, the production had collapsed in India across the belt. And that has reflected into earning. People were talking on a degrowth and a lot of stuff that India story is over, etc., etc. So after a 4 years bull market, they wanted to book profit and wanted to exit. So they used this trigger, which of course resulted in Q2 earnings, which has come only 4% as against 15% of Q1. So 4% earning was a reason for them to believe that India story is over. So they started selling. From September, the selling has started. Till date, the selling is on. The but now I am coming to a positive outlook. Why I am saying I am bullish? Because Q3 has ended and the earning has come at 11%. So had it been a continuance of Q2, we should have ended at 4% or 3% or 5% earning growth, which was not the case. We ended at 11%. So we bounced back from 4% to 11%, and that is maybe because of festive season. But Q4 will be still higher. It will cross Q1 earning at 14 or 15%. And the reason is that Kumbh. Mr. Yogi is on record saying that 3.5 lakh crores has been checked in into UP government's revenue because of Kumbh Mela, and the GDP of Uttar Pradesh will rise by 3.5%. Now, if UP is a major contributor to India, UP is getting 3.5% GDP contribution, so definitely India will get at least 0.5%. So the base case scenario is that Q3, Q4, Q2 we reported 5.4% earning growth GDP. Q3 we will report 6.5, and Q4 we will report at least 7% GDP growth. And
So,
then
sir,
comes FY 25-26, where that 12 lakh crore rupees, anyway, 12 lakh rupees, the tax slab was given, which will create 11 lakh rupees additional liquidity, which will push up the consumption by 10 to 15%. That will again add up to at least 1% to GDP. but I am conservatively estimating that okay, for 0.5% will be added. So there is a reason to believe that we will close 25-26 by at 7.5% GDP, and earning growth will be definitely beyond 15%. Now coming to valuations, now we are very close to end of FY25, so there is no point in talking FY25's earning, uh, which will close at 1236 EPS, Nifty EPS. So going forward, if we talk about the FY26 earnings, the EPS should be 1390. If we take at 15% earning growth, so at 1390 EPS of Nifty, the current valuation of price earning ratio of Nifty comes to only 16.52. Only, in my opinion, only idiots and fools can exit at 16.5 price earning ratio, because in 2018 when market went bad, it was above 18, 19. In 2020 when COVID happened, it did not go below 16 and a half, 17. In 2007 when Lehman happened, then also it was not below 15, 16. Only one case scenario in 1991 when we pledged our gold, it was 12, 13 PE. So we are very, very close to bottom. And so when there is excess pessimism, the bounce will give you good return. And sooner than later, people will realize that GDP is in place, earning growth is there. Ultimately, market is slave of earning. So market will bounce. And my target of 28,000, rather, I would be even, I'm very conservative in saying 28,000. I will not be surprised if market cross 30,000 also. Because in a fair case scenario, if I take only 22 price earning ratio, which market has a habit of discounting even in bad times, then also my target comes to 31,450.
Which sector you are bullish?
I am bullish on textile. I am bullish on infrastructure. I am bullish on cosmetics. I am bullish on banking. I am bullish on NBFC, and I am bullish on railway, defense, and select PSU. I am not bullish on IT and healthcare. They are overpriced.
And what are the reasons for your being bullish?
These are the factors, because GDP, all these sectors are linked with the GDP. India's finance minister is concerned with the export. They want to raise exports and GDP. So both, all these sectors will be directly benefited, and further interest rate also getting cut. So all these sectors will be directly benefited from them.
So now,
Even you can include real estate.
now to export more, they have to manufacture more.
Yes, they have been, already 32 lakh crore rupees has been invested by government of India in last 3 years budget, which is more than entire year's tax revenue. So this is not a small amount, 32 lakh crores. So the capex is in place, and private capex has also started now in this year. Mark, one of the reason for correction was IPO and QIP. FI has moved a lot of money from secondary market to QIP and IPO, and there were IPO and QIP more than 7 lakh crores. Out of at least, I believe, 3 lakh crores is going into capex. So private capex is also starting. So this will have a positive impact on GDP and even employment.
New manufacturing, how much you expect? Now Chinese companies are also planning to manufacture in India.
Pardon? Come again, come again.
Chinese companies are also planning to manufacture in India.
Chinese company, I don't know whether they will manufacture or not, but US companies have moved to India, like Apple. They are the largest exporter of mobile phones from India. And the Indian government has already given a lot of concession. The tax rate is the lowest at 15% for new manufacturing companies. So all other global companies are also entering in India. I have heard that 4 auto companies like BMW, Mercedes, Audi, they are also entering in India to set up their base for auto manufacturing in India. So another company which will benefit from rupee depreciation is auto ancillary, because the more the rupee depreciate, it will be very difficult to import components from China and Japan and Europe. So they will have to rely on Indian components, which is much cheaper. And there are Indian companies which has capabilities to manufacture better quality than European components. So I think auto ancillary will also benefit largely because of the rupee depreciation and government policy to export from India.
Now Tesla, you expect to come to India? Tesla.
Yes, Tesla also is interested to come to India.
So how much? But labor is the issue. Labor is costly here.
No. Labor is the cheapest in India. Only other country which is cheaper than India is Vietnam and Indonesia. But they don't have that much leverage what India have.
And what do you expect inflation and interest rates to continue?
Inflation has already come down, cooled down, and in India, because of the mass population, it is very difficult to bring down inflation to 2%, like what US has been doing. It's practically impossible. So, real inflation is getting lower, and that is better for us. So, we should stay with the inflation of 4.5%, and even if that happens, it is good for our economy.
And then how do global economic conditions they are influencing Indian stock market? और इन्वेस्टर को क्या करना
I
चाहिए?
don't think so. It should see temporarily we are in a short-term bearish market because of FII selling. But one thing I would put on record, see 50% of the FPIs are Indian owned. So I don't see the real panic in FPI selling. Even they are selling from FPI account, withdrawing money and putting into IPO and QIP. So these Indian promoters only doing it. So what difference they are, what damage they are doing, I don't know. So the damage is done by the Indian retail investors themselves. They were extremely bullish at 86,000. They bought it and they have never seen this kind of correction in last 4 years. So now they have burned their fingers. If finance minister and SEBI chief is also on record that 93% investors have lost money in F&O, yet the passion of trading in F&O doesn't go down. So it really doesn't help. If you are investor, if you are buying, any market is a good market for buying. You need to spot out your stock. There are stocks available at 10p. There are stocks available at 5p. Then why you need to buy stock at 100p? Why you need to buy stock at 200p? If you are buying at 200p, it is bound to crash.
इन्वेस्टमेंट स्ट्रेटजी क्या होगी 2025 में लोगों की?
Value buying. Buy over under-owned stocks. The supply will come in over-owned stock. If where there is a retail, for example, I'm giving you example. This is not recommendation, nothing, like a Suzlon and Yes Bank. And Vodafone, every second person have tons of shares in their demat. These kind of shares. So it will be very difficult to move these shares and you will never get a good advantage. From same money, if you invest in some other stocks which are under owned, where FI are not present, HNI are not present, but stocks are available at 5, 6p. And whenever the valuation catches, you will get a fantastic return, maybe 4, 5 times.
Any specific stock you are recommending?
I think in public domain, I would not recommend any stocks, but sector, yes, I already discussed sector. You can add up in packaging sector also because a lot of US companies are entering in India in packaging sector. Packaging is grossly undervalued sector. Nobody has given importance to packaging. This is the same situation for 2 decades ago. We were giving to banking. Nobody was giving a good P to banking. Now packaging same status is happening. And maybe after 1 year, 2 years, you will see the re-rating in packaging sector.
फॉरेन पोर्टफोलियो के बारे में, इन्वेस्टमेंट के बारे में आपके क्या विचार है?
I really don't care about foreign investors. I really don't care. They are just distorting the market. I think after 2014, this is the third occasion where they have got some control over market. In 2018, 2020, and now 2024-25. In between the periods, our domestic institution have grew almost 10 times, and they have removed the threat of FPI. And sooner than later, since SIP is rising from 25,000 crores a month to 50,000 crores a month because of the tax savings, etc. After adjusted period of a year or two, even DI will absorb all the selling of FPI. So our market is DI dominated, not FPI dominated.
अच्छा, करेंसी फ्लक्चुएशन का क्या फायदा और नुकसान होगा?
Buyer को फायदा होगा. Every market has a fluctuation. If you buy, you will benefit when the market gets re-rated. Currency fluctuation, yes. Currency fluctuation, I have already discussed. If currency is going down, all export-related companies or import substitute products will get benefit. Now, for example, a component which, I'll give you a classic example on this. When rupee was trading at 60, Hero Group broke their relationship with Honda. It's not that they never wanted a technology of Honda. Who would like to go away with Honda? It's one of the biggest in the world. It's a Japan company, but still they decided to part away with Honda because Honda was insisting a 30% component export to Hero Honda. It was a mandatory and is a kind of one of the condition for survival of that partnership. And they said if they continue with this and rupee becomes 90, probably they will be wiped out. So there was a wise decision. They broke with Honda, and today they are the one of the most profitable company in India.
तो इन्वेस्टर्स को आप क्या राय देंगे 2025 के लिए?
आई थिंक मार्केट इज ओवर करेक्टेड. सो मेरा इन्वेस्टर के लिए ये एक ही राय है कि बाय वॉट एवर यू लाइक and hold it for 1 year, you will get at least 50% return, which is normal market say much better. Bank rate is only 6%. So 50% rate, only in a bounce back, you will get that much return. So it is advisable not to hold cash, buy it. Don't bother where market is going. It might go by another 2-3% down or up. But after the 27th of February, this is the expiry. Probably the all weakness will go away.
गवर्नमेंट से आप क्या एक्सपेक्ट कर रहे हैं?
Government is supporting market and government wants markets to go up. Government has a good role. The kind of budget they have designed, they clearly aim to reach GDP ratio of 8%. And with 8% GDP, I think so we should be at 47,000 Nifty by 2029.
And now US is first time putting some tariff on textile, और पहले भी लगाया है इन्होंने कि पहली बार लगा रहा है?
So tariff yet is a concept. It won't really affect tariff. Even they put tariff, we will put tariff. Ultimately, the tariff saga will over. This is a new precedent. So after 2-3 months, all these talks will end. He will start doing normal business. So let's not bother about tariff.
So you mean to say there's good growth ready to jump now?
So I am seeing definitely, as I explained, what is the GDP, what is the earning growth. So in my opinion, we are set for a superb inning. And if we miss this opportunity, probably after 4 years, you will remember me saying that this was one of the best video.
Great, let us hope. Anything else you want to add?
Hope is always alive. And those people who live on hope, they will never make money because they realize that they miss the bus only after that hope is realized. So
But-
those who act,
Yes.
they
Yeah.
will benefit. So I am a strong believer of acting. Even 2020, when you interviewed in May 2020, that time also I had said that QE will start and market will go. That time you see Nifty was 8,000, it went down 26,000.
Then
So
Tata
now
Motor,
we are talking at
Tata Motor, you are
now we
recommending.
are talking at now we are talking at 23,000. We will talk it again at 30,000.
Great, let us hope everybody win. सबको फायदा हो,
Yes,
काम होना चाहिए.
yes, sir.
तो हम आपसे संपर्क में रहेंगे. आपको बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद बातचीत करने के लिए.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
थैंक यू सर, हैव ए नाइस डे.
Thank you.